Welcome back to the channel and to the Lake District. Today we're in the Northern Fells. We're doing 3 Wainwrights, which are Ullock Pike, then over to Carlside, and then where I am now, which is Dodd. Right, let's check it out on the map. Today's walk will actually take in 4 Wainwrights. Starting at the free car park, we work our way through the Rabbit Warren, which is in Dodd Wood, and turn right onto the fell. And as we continue this incline, which takes in most of the height for the day, we turn right to make a steadier ascent along the edge. The edge offers us excellent views over Skiddaw to the left, and we soon find our way to our first Wainwright, Ullock Pike. It's a steady walk to our second Wainwright, Long Side. After admiring the views, it's a steady up and down to our third Wainwright in this chain, Carlside. When leaving Carlside, Derwent Water is in front. We can traverse our way across the fell side until we meet the base of Dodd. Dodd is a wooded fell. Zigzagging up, we go through the wood and then eventually find ourselves at the top with rewarding views of Bassenthwaite Lake, and after picking up our 4th Wainwright, we head once again through the wood, taking it down on the Skill Beck trail. We head through the wood, eventually meeting the cafe, before completing the end section of our walk, once again in the woodland, to Sandbeds Gill. And once there, we head down to the start point once again. It's a great way to pick up these 4 Wainwrights, and I really hope you enjoy it. I'm starting off at a free car park. There's probably space for 5 cars or so there, and it's just down from the main Dodd Wood car park. So I'll pop it on the map now so you can see where it is. And I say this is it's near the hostel, so it's a pretty good one. So you can either get in here or towards the main car park, which is up towards Dodd Wood. Both are near to the routes, and as usual, you can download the route before you come if you've got OS Maps. I'll pop it in the description for you. We are going up, yeah, that's how you usually get to the top of the mountain. Alison's with me today, so she'll be taking a few photographs. If you want to check out her Instagram, I'll put it in the link for you. Here we go, up through Dodd Wood. So the first ascent, we'll rise up through the wood for a bit, then come onto the open fell. This is one you wanted to do, wasn't it? Nice bit of forest. I did this route about 18 months ago, and I showed you it, didn't I? Yeah. And that'll be when I first started doing the channel. So that video is no longer available due to quality issues. It was rubbish. Did you enjoy my earlier work?
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was not. Right, so we're going up here, and then we'll head up onto Ullock Pike. When we hit the ridge, then you'll see a great view of Skiddaw. This side is quite quiet because most people are going up Dodd, which we'll get to a little bit later on. So picking up Ullock Pike, up to Carlside, then all the way down to Dodd.
Are we doing Dodd first?
No. No, because we did talk about doing Dodd first, but the cloud at the moment, we've just gone past Blencathra, and that's not got cloud on it, and the cloud base is due to come down, so we'll nip up and do Carlside first because Dodd's really low, so that's not going to be in the cloud at all, so just percentage chance. We'll go Carlside first.
I thought you said Dodd was tallest. Well,
Dodd?
highest.
Dodd's the tallest. It's very tall. No, that's the lowest. In fact, when we get up to Carlside and we're looking down on it, you won't believe how low it is. It seems really diddy.
Diddy Dodd.
It's a diddy Dodd. Right, here's our marker then. So that's just pointing us up onto the fell side.
That way?
You can actually go either way, but we're not going to go that way. And if you do end up in the Dodd car park, then you'll come down here and just hook around this. Okay, yeah, but we're going up this way.
That looks nice.
That looks nice. As we're going up, I'll just show you. We do get a look of Bassenthwaite Lake just here as we're heading up. We'll get a better view of that once we get onto the fell side. What have you found? Little tiny pine cones. Baby ones. You can hear the birds out today, can't you? Just coming into spring now. Next week is spring. Through winter again. This bit we're going through now, it's marked on the map as the Rabbit Warren, so I'll just show you now. We're on there, and then go past the hostel, then work our way onto the fell and round, and then we'll hook over Ullock Pike, which is a Wainwright, Side, which is a Wainwright, then down to Dodd, which is another Wainwright, then back through the woods. The ascent through the woods is quite gentle, and by the time we've got to the ridge, we've got onto the fell side, but it's about a 200 metre climb up or so till we get to the ridge, so about 220. So we're heading up a little bit sharper now, and then we'll get a nice view of the lake. If you parked a little further down towards the hostel, you'll be coming up this route here, which is also possible to join us. We're going a bit steeper now, we'll get onto the fell side just in a sec. These trees are fluffy, aren't they? There we go. Yeah, first gate of the day. Right, so it gets a little bit steeper now, and then you can see there we'll just get onto the fell. Bit of a steeper pull coming up this bit. But yeah, we'll soon be there. It's about 150 metres up. We're going to reach our first crest, and we'll get a cracking view back down. When you get past the trees, Alison, you seen this view?
Oh, look.
There you go. And that's the view you're rewarded with on the way up over Bassenthwaite Lake. Wow. This is a bit of a pull going up, but you've got that view behind me, so every so often you can turn around and have a look at that. Fantastic. And when we get on the ridge, because it is a ridge, great views either side, and over towards Skiddaw, towards the left. What we can see from this point is to the left, so that's Hinescarth and Causey Pike, and then over towards Grisdale Pike, and then on the right we're over towards Lord's Seat and Broom Fell, much closer, and they have got a cracking view of the lake. But last time we were over there, it was that high winds day, and we couldn't see anything, so we did sort of video it, but the mic was dead crackly, so I never published it. But yeah, great views from that side, so we'll go and do those again at some point this year, I think. Maybe somewhere?
Yeah, when it's clear.
When it's clear, yeah. From here you can see it's quite stable on this, and if you're using this for a dog walk as well, it's really easy and really accessible for that. Just over to the side here as well, that's Binsey, and that is a Wainwright, and it's just on its own. And a lot of people use that for a dog walk, just to go up. But that is a cracking one. It's got a really great look back towards the fells, because that is really, you can tell we're right at the edge of everything now, and it suddenly peters out. When we get up to the ridge, I think it's one of the best ridges for a relatively low fell, because you've got cracking views over Bassenthwaite. Bassenthwaite Lake behind me is the only lake in the Lake District. Some will say anyway, but it's not really true, because at one point historically that was called Broadwater, and only fairly recently has it changed its name, last couple of 100 years, to Bassenthwaite Lake. So at one point, if you want to go on strict names, there were no lakes in the Lake District, but there are actually 14, because Mears are lakes, they're just shallow, and historically a lot of things in the Lake District are just called water. So Cromwell Water, Lowes Water, that kind of thing. You liking that? Good, innit? Wow, so we've nearly done the height, and we're getting onto this ridge very shortly. Sun just poking out there. Again, it's a really easy path going up this. So a little bit rocky, but dead stable. And it is all the way along the top, then down the other side. It's similar to this, but just a bit steeper as we work our way down to Dodd. There we are then, the valley's opening up. Get views over towards Skiddaw. Still a little bit of snow on top there. When we crest, it'll be at Linghow, and then work our way along the edge, which is what it's marked as on the OS maps. And then a little bit further on, get to our first Wainwright of the day, Ullock Pike. Heading forward and looking back, the edge of Bassenthwaite Lake is there, and you probably can't see it on the GoPro, but the wind farm is out there in the Solway Firth, which is just heading along here, and that's Scotland. So if you want some Munros, they're over there. As we're venturing forward, you can see Ullock Pike, it's just kind of popping up there. So your destination's pretty clear on this one. But looking back, we've come through the woods and then headed our way up onto here at about 330 metres, so 300 metres ascent, and we're on Ullock Pike. That would be our first Wainwright for the day. This is Ullock Pike really obviously in front of us here. So continue up the edge to that. Skidaw's out to our side, and just before we take the turn, if we were going to Skiddaw, Carlside is just there. Then we're going down this side to Dodd. All right, windswept. A little breather as we come down here. Then we've got a continuous up. Oh, that's good, isn't it? That view there. Oh, yeah. Cracking view of the lake. And it's one of those times I can say lake without someone going, you know it's right. There's the odd bit of rocky stuff as you come up, but just part of the path, so it's pretty good. Nice and stable. So this is a true ridge, and you get great views over the lake to the one side, and then Skiddaw on the other side. So there it is. Weirdly not in clag today, which is a rare feat. You're gently gaining a lot of the height, a couple of slight steep bits. So you know you're definitely doing a Wainwright, and it's a good walk up. You're boiling. That's the dangers. Yeah, that's because you're going up in it.
Yeah.
How many layers have you got on?
Underlayer.
Underlayer. Fleece.
Fleece. And my coat.
This walk is between 4 and 5 hours if you're including Dodd, but you don't have to because we'll go down into the valley. You can take the road back at that point, but then if you want to go up to Dodd, it's not too far. And that side, it's got a lovely view over Skiddaw, and it's got a nice little cafe down the bottom near that car park as well for a stop. So yeah, a bit of a little oasis on a stormy day. Today's quite good. It is just a little bit windy, that's all. It's about, I think, 2 degrees, so that's fine if you're laid up properly. I think Alison's laid up a bit too much. Now, what you want to think about if you need to hike in, you want to have sort of a little bit of a colder start, maybe, because once you get moving, you'll warm up. Then you'll find you've got to take a jacket off and faff around on the hillside. So it's not always the best thing to do. The phrase that's banded about is be bold, start cold, because you will warm up a bit as you get going.
156.
156 what feet?
Heart rate.
Your heart rate's 156. Well, that's a bit of exertion. So looking back there, over a little break, is the edge of the lake. Solway Firth goes out, and then that is Binsey just over there, which is an outlying Wainwright. Well, it's not an outlying one, it's in the main set of Wainwrights, but it's gives cracking views back towards the fells this way.
We've done 1392 ascent.
Yeah, 1329 ascent, yeah.
In 1.66 miles.
In 1.66 miles. Wow, that's steep then, isn't it?
No wonder my heart rate's that high.
Yeah, it's no wonder you're 150 heart rate. On the channel, I'll put this in the Northern Fells folder, so I put them in folders like the Wainwright books, so you can go in any of those 7 folders. There's a family walk one in there as well, you can see, and a couple of others. So you can have a poke around. I'm quite near to Keswick. Then Keswick is also near to the Northwestern Fells, so check those out if you wish. You'll see a few more walks in this area. We're at the start of the steeper ascent now. That looks about 100 to 150 up to me. Just got in a sheltered bit now. Probably hear a bit of whistling on the mic, and I just realised that should have figured this out many walks ago. My mic's here, and there's a little whistle on this particular bag, and it's just catching the top of that. So maybe stick something in it, improve the sound quality. Going up this side. Sharing the trail with a couple of mountain bikers today. Wow, it's a trek down, isn't it? Getting great views going out, but we have started the steep bit now. Yay. So it's about 200 metres, that's what you're looking at. And it's a little bit sort of shaly with more solid rock punctuating it. It's almost a scramble this. You don't need your hands, but you could use them. Leg around a bit. Wow. Just gonna watch my feet because it's a little bit dodgy. Great little climb though. This is a bit like what you get in Cat Bells. Those couple of little scramble sections. Right there. Wow. If you're coming up here in sort of any time after April, this is heather, and you'll have a lovely purple bank there. Probably a few bumblebees in it, bumbling around, doing the business. Skiddaw then, as you can see now, heading across the tops there, Ullock Pike. Skiddaw's got a bit of snow on it. Skiddaw little man over there. So from this point, fairly gentle. You alright? What do you think of that up? What? You beat me? You did?
It was steady. Alright though.
You alright with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's alright, wasn't it?
Stopped.
Yeah, a few stops on your way and it's alright. Got to the flattish bit on the top, so we're just going to undulate along. Ullock Pike will be upon us in a sec. But look at that view down there, fantastic. Slightly muddy, isn't it, up here? It's only like, I mean, it looks muddy, but it's actually stone with a little bit of mud underneath it, so it's pretty stable. That's fantastic, look at that. Just the peaks in the distance there, and a few white ones coming up. Get to the top, love.
Yeah, but I can get away.
What are you doing, you? Leave no trace. Now this is Ullock Pike. Wow. Just as we get to the top here, which is unmarked except for this bit of rock. That is a view down. Wow. You're surprised at that? Yeah, so that is Derwent Water there. And then you've got, of course, Keswick. And then where we were probably on our first video on the channel, Latrig over there. Just over there with a bit of snow on it. That's Great Gable. And over towards Kirkfell. Right, from here then, which is seemingly anticlimactic due to the lack of sort of stone, we'll just wander off. This is Dodd just below us here, so not all Wainwrights are big. If you're wondering what the Wainwrights are, they're 214 fells, so they're not mountains necessarily. So Dodd down here, it's not that big at all, but it is a Wainwright just because it's got like really good views, and he just thought there was something special about it. So if you're thinking that the 214 biggest mountains in the lakes or anything. They're not by any stretch of the imagination. Castle Crag's the lowest one. It's not even 1,000 feet. We're at double.
1,911.
I know. What do you think about this one though, Dodd? That's Wainwright down there.
That one.
Yeah. Cute. It is. It's one of the few ones that's actually forested near the top because it's quite low. If you are doing the Wainwrights, then just let me know what number you're up to, because I think this will be 93 or something for Alison.
How many will it be for you?
How many will it be for me? Probably, well, I've done these ones, but probably I think I'm on about 197 right now. So pretty close. Some of those are awkward to get. It's like, I did a big walk around this area and I missed out Bakestall, so that's the last one I need to do in the Northern Fells. But it's the other side of Skiddaw, so it's not conveniently placed. So one for a big walk one day. It is high up, yeah. It's quite suddenly high. Another final peak to do. Then we're going down up to Carlside. It's a nice walk once you're on the top though, isn't it? It's like a great view. This we're working our way along, it's Longside Edge. And we'll be at the summit of Longside soon. And then we'll take it all the way down and up again to Carlside. So yeah, now we're this far along, we've got amazing views. And nothing is in cloud today, it's all completely clear, which is definitely a rarity when we're still technically in winter. Not for long, spring next week. Spring by the time this video comes out. It is still winter, there's still a bit of remnants around, a little bit of snow, and certainly Skiddaw is carrying it. You can just see up towards the top there. And definitely out towards the big ones, so towards Great Gable, Kirkfell over there. Right, this is the highest bit of Longside. Right, this is the summit, and it's just a very humble pile of stones. Had a little stop and a sausage roll, so heading off now, and we're going to take the split. The split is just here, and this will take us to Skiddaw, but we're taking the one to the right, and that's Carlside. Get to this large cairn and you look out, and there is a great view going across there towards Derwent Water. So this is the run up to Carlside. Nice and gentle, quite grassy. Whoa, what do you think of the walk? Like it. So I was going forward, and there'll be a little marker at the top up here. Look at that view out though. Beautiful. That's amazing. Wow. Little orange sky there. That's the marker stone just in the distance. And we'll be going to Skiddaw that way. Skiddaw little man. But we're heading over to Dodd, which is way below us over there.
Little cute one.
Just wondering, we've seen a few bikes around today, and it's probably because the Northern Fells, they are sort of more rounded than the Southern Fells, so much easier to get around on a bike, I think. Wainwright describes them as convex hills rather than concave hills, and the convex ones are the ones that often give you a false summit as you're going up to it. He says particularly Skiddaw at my side is an example of frustrating convexity, because you keep thinking you're at the top and you're not. Anyway, here we are. There's Carlside. What do you think of that? Nice. An easier one, yeah, it is. Yeah, so that's the look back towards Ullock Pike and the Solway Firth in the background. Wow, So we're going to get out the wind now because we'll drop down quite a bit to Dodd. What's that bird doing? Oh, he's coming. Coming to get me. Stay with him. Show me the way. Like Lord of the Rings or something. The route down to Dodd is pretty stable. You'll see the path behind me there. And it's just going to sort of zigzag a bit on the fell side as we go down. So it takes a bit of the height out of it as you go. The Derwent Water there, but it looks like a clown's face to me.
Clown's face?
Yeah, there's two eyes, a nose and a mouth.
Oh, yeah. I recall.
This is the side of us here, you can just see the grassy top of Latrig. I'll put a link into that one if you want to have a look at it. But it's a great family fell because it's fairly low and you get a great view over Keswick. This is part of our down and it is quite steep. So we'll veer off in a bit anyway. But if you keep going, you can get down to Keswick. As you're going down here, this is Cat Bells, and you've got the whole of the Newlands watershed going round to Robinson, and then coming off Rolling End there. That's a really big walk. I've got that in 2 walks, and they're about 10 miles each. So if you want to see me getting blown off a mountain, then check that one out. That was time to ditch off, but I'd completed all the Wainwrights, and then didn't get to go off Rolling End because the winds were crazy high, much higher than it said they were going to be. So I just did a ditch out the side. So better to be safe rather than a stat. We're going down quite a bit, and the full drop is probably about 400 metres or so. Before then we'll take the sort of terrace path going across on our way to Dodd. We'll drop down a little bit further there, and then we'll come across the road, then we can work our way up that side of the fell. Where we're heading for is just this sort of rock platform here, and then we'll veer off towards Dodd. Look at that view down though, fantastic. Derwent Water in the distance, and then the busy old Cat Bells no doubt there. It's a steep descent that coming down, so it's fairly steady, but yeah, it does go for quite a long way. And then we reach the boulders, and you can see from here the path clearly goes over there. So if you carry on down here, you'll just end up towards Keswick, but we're not doing that today. We're heading over towards Dodd. Ooh, nice view in it. There you go. There's Dodd just there. Right, let's head over then. Well, actually roughly the height of Dodd now, but we're going to drop down to probably about 150 metres and then climb back up again for a bit of fun. You'll see this cairn, and then we're heading down there. If we'd gone on the other routes, you would have ended up coming down here, which is what I did last time. So either way, so it's about 100 metres down, and we're going to go just over there and then work our way up. On the other side, it's much more structured paths. Just to mention on this bit, the path actually goes there, but it's perilously close to the edge. So actually, I usually opt up here because it's less deathy. Heading forward, you've got a view of Bassenthwaite Lake coming in there as well. So that's nice to see, bit of an extra interest for us. As we go down, you can pick up the roads, and they are essentially sort of roads going up because it's one of the friendly fells, and it's a good one for dog walking. So pretty popular, and that'll definitely be more busy than this side. This is our tree as we come through, and you can see the path there. It's pretty much this all the way down, and then it turns into essentially well-structured paths/roads. nearly at the bottom, and this is Dodd Wood as it appears in front of us. And if you're just getting into walking and want to do this just on its own, this is a really good one to do just as a single one, because the car park has got a cafe there, so you can go there, pop up it, maybe a dog walk or whatever, and then pop down to the cafe. So pretty straightforward one to do. You don't need much equipment either, because it's not going to be necessarily boots territory. I've definitely seen people doing it in trainers, and that seems to be absolutely fine. We just need to get over here. This was a bit ramshackle. So there's a dog gate right in front of us. Unfortunately though, looks like someone's lost the dog when they've been on here. So if you are up here, have a look for Baron. Right, so just sort of get our way over this stile. I think last time I was here, this wasn't here. So I had to sort of just cram, what? No, did it go through the doggy pond? No. I had to just scramble over the fence somehow. I'll let Alison demonstrate it. There you go. Oh, careful. Right. So you can go up there, but like, you can just go on the path and then come back up either way. So we've come across here and into the road, and then we're just popping up. So as I say, on the Dodd side, it's much more structured paths. Pretty easy to do. This will all be dry going up. There's a nice bench. Get a nice view. Little quote on this memorial bench here. Oscar Wilde. We all look at nature too much and live with her too little. That is definitely true. Hello. Popping into the woods, and it's only about 100 metres or so up, then we'll be at the top of Dodd. Well, this is quite shady, so in the summer, a little bit of a relief if it's the hot day. A few birds about today as it's getting into spring. There aren't many Wainwrights that are wooded, but this is one of them, and you can really appreciate it as well. It's good. Quite a bit of moss around. This is the sort of gradient you're getting on this. It's not really steep. It goes a little steeper than this, but not too much really. So I'll say an easy one to do, and you can tell by the actual floor there, it's quite easy to do in trainers. I've seen a few dog walkers, and they've all just been just in trainers, haven't they?
Yeah. Nice little walk.
Yeah. So I'll say if you're getting into it and you've got no equipment, this is one you could do just to have a go. Or that Scarfell Pike. Let's got that for the first time, which is probably not a great idea. So give yourself a bit of a warm up first, then you can work your way towards the big ones. When we get to the top, there's a couple of memorials up there and then a cracking view out. So look forward to seeing that. And of course you've got Bassenthwaite Lake just below us, so you'll get a view down to that, and then a view down to Keswick and Derwent Water. Nearly there. That's our top just coming into view there. Run up, it's quite gentle, and we just come into sight with the markers at the top. So there's the summit marker just up there. This is the summit stone then, and you can see great view out towards Bassenthwaite. We've got Carlside here, Skiddaw just peeping up, and then over to the side, Flat Rig, and then Keswick, Derwent Water, Cat Bells, and the whole of the Newlands watershed. There you go, summited. What do you reckon of that? Cool. There is our Dodd summit in memory of Ian and John. Right, and look at that. Stunning view. Yes. still got this view coming down, so that is fantastic. And we're just heading round and we zigzag through the forest. What do you think of the walk?
Good, very good. Liked it. Easy one.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Well, the up road a little bit tricky.
The up is the up is a little bit tricky. But once you're up, you're up. And that walk across the top's quite flat, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is a nice little one to add in,
Yeah,
you know, just for fun.
Cute.
So I'll say not all the Wainwrights are massive mountains. Oh, you're right. Some are just little fells. So it's easy to pick some up and get started. So if you've got young uns or you're just getting into it, this is a good one. I recently did a video on 5 easy walks if you're getting into walking around the Lake District. So I'll pop it in the description for you. But yeah, if you're just getting into it, just have a look at that and check those out. And I've got the full sort of half an hour-ish videos for each one of them in the folders. And it's again linked in the description. So yeah, if you're getting into it, just have a look at those. Back into our shady tunnel here. Hello. That's our little walk down. So it is really gradual on this bit. Nice easy walk. I did that 5 easy walk video because I put out a little sort of survey and that's the one people wanted to do. So if you are thinking, oh, I'd like you to cover a certain area, or I've got an idea for a video, just pop it in the description and I'll get back to you on it. Just heading down, and this will take us along the path for a bit, and then it turns into a bit more of a track by the stream. At this point there's a split and Bassenthwaite Lake is just ahead of us, and we can go to the right or left and it takes us out to more or less the same place. But we'll go left because that'll take us down to the cafe, so I can show you where that is. We're going to go alongside Skill Beck as we go down, and you'll hear that. I'll show you as we get into the woods. There are a couple of markers round, and we're taking the Skill Beck route down, which is marked as this red one when you see these marker posts. And also the Dodd Summit Trail is also marked out, so that's another one if you're just following those in the woods. When you're at the car park, there's instructions on how to do those. This route takes us down and we'll get to Skill Beck and we'll see that alongside us. And ahead we can see Bassenthwaite. It is just through the trees there. A bit further down we hit this signpost and then we just turn into the woods, but you can actually just hear the beck at the side. Look at the trees there, going all the way up.
Big uns.
Yeah, big uns, massive. There we go, we're just heading down and you can see the beck joins us at the side here. Running through, quite picturesque. This is Skill Beck as it comes down. So not very full today because it's not been raining too hard. This gives us a nice finish to the walk, and then we're going to go to the cafe now. So if you enjoyed the video, helps me to click on the like, or put a comment in, tell me if you've done this or if you're thinking of doing it, or what you thought of the video. And if you want to see more of these, then just click on subscribe, and then I'll see you on the next one. Okay, let's get to that cafe. Here it is, the cafe. Then we'll be finishing just the other side of the bridge. We're coming back from the cafe, and where we've parked the car in the free spaces, Sandbeds Gill is just near it. So we're just taking this trail. So it's an easy trail, just follows through the woods, then we'll soon be at the car. There's another car park just down here, and that holds probably about 10 cars. But we didn't get in that one, so we're a bit further on. Here's our yellow sign again. So following this straight down, got views of the lake just to the side, peeping through the trees. And today, I've seen a few robins knocking about. On a summer's day, this would be quite shady and a bit of relief from the sun after being on the tops. Just to mention on this last bit, you can take a path that goes right by the road, but this is a better walk in the woods. I'm just going to zigzag down a little bit to the car park, so well worth taking this high route. This is Sandbeds Gill coming down here, working its way towards Bassenthwaite. What I'm actually on now is the path that Alison pointed out at the very start, and if you're wondering where she's gone, I've left her in the cafe, not on purpose, she wanted to stay there. So the car's not far away and I'll just drive back and pick her up. This is the end of that path, and this is where Alison was pointing out earlier when she was looking up here and saying it looked really good. And it is a nice route, it's much nicer than walking next to the road, which is the other alternative. So if you follow this, you get a nice walk in the woods. So we're turning back down here onto the route we started on. Another trail marker, but we are just here, and this is the car park. There we go. Right, let's go and pick up Alison then. There we go. Alison's back.